record. So again, I didn't really have a topic for tonight, but I just wanted to go over a few things that I posted in the team page. So in case you missed it, you can go back, check it out. We have a sneak peek starting on Monday. So I will have it. We're going to use the same. So I've decided each month, since we host a group sneak peek every month, I'm just going to use the same group because we all have groups for challenges. We all have event pages. We have lifetime groups, clean eating groups. So what I'm going to do is rerun the same group each and every month. So I'll buffer out the same stuff. And what I'll do is I'll go through and clear the posts each and every month. So this way we can just start fresh and you guys don't have to wait for a link. It'll just be the same group. You don't have to go re-add yourself to a new group. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting it set up. I buffered out our sneak peek, so you'll add your new peeps in Sunday night. And so that way we can just use the same group and recycle it. I feel like it's silly to keep creating new groups. Like we have so many. So we'll just run the same stuff. And as I update videos and stuff, we might have like, a guest sneak peek or have a new coach, make a video, but it'll be the same group. So you can always know that that's where the sneak peek is going to happen, is that sneak peek. I'll change the date every month. And so anyway, I would promote it and get your list going of who's interested and add people in Sunday night. And then what else did I post about today? My like page is deleted from my computer. I don't every time I try to pull it up, it says that it's gone. So hopefully that's just my computer and not real life. Okay, so I posted, did everybody see the post that I made in the team page about when I started as a coach, what I posted and how I've evolved into it's the same stuff. It just looks a little bit cleaner and neater and different.
Yeah.
But it's the same stuff. Did you guys see that little video?
Yeah.
Is stuff like that helpful for you guys?
Very.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to start doing that like every couple of days, just like little tidbits, because I know we cover bigger topics in our team calls, but I thought that way, as you guys are adding coaches and trying to help them get interested and, starting up their businesses, little things like that kind of help ignite that fire of where do I even start? Because I know when I followed top coaches as a new coach, I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what app they use. How did they do that? The words. But I did just start posting, and it wasn't anything magnificent or beautiful or pretty. It was just me posting and sharing my journey. And so it has evolved into, okay, now I know how to use this website, or now I know how to take a brighter picture, or I have this cool ring light. But nothing has changed in me just simply sharing my story. So you got to start, you got to share, you got to be consistent. And your posts will evolve as you learn and grow in apps and websites and get comfortable with who you are and what, who you're trying to reach, stuff like that. The demographics you're posting to. Hi, Kendra. I think you're driving. And then the last thing I posted today was that post about don't get distracted by Facebook. I know every single one-on-one call I have and every one of you that I message, I think that's like our biggest issue is Facebook scrolling, and it's seriously such a time waster. So if you guys see that post that I made about how to turn your newsfeed off, like so you don't even have the option to go like when you're clicking to your homepage, it'll just say don't get distracted. Like it won't show your newsfeed. So you don't even have the option to scroll when you're going to different groups, when you're going to check in with your challenge groups, when you're going to check in with the team page, when you're going to make a post, it won't even show up. Like your newsfeed won't be there to scroll. So if you're serious about this business, I would definitely go use that and turn it off when you're working your business. It doesn't mean don't ever scroll Facebook or check it out or see what your friends are up to or follow coaches. It simply means when you're meeting business and you're doing your power hour of adding to your network, checking in with challenge groups, doing team stuff, you can turn it off and say, okay, like this is work time. Because I know I've done that. Like I'm so guilty of just like scrolling Facebook and it's been 45 minutes. That's a lot of work time that I've wasted. Just like checking in like, oh, I wonder what this coach posted. I wonder what this coach did. I wonder what these, instead of actually doing anything productive myself. So check that out. It helps me a lot. So I know a lot of you probably scroll Facebook too. It's like addicting. Like, and then, yeah, I think that's it. So coach open house, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. Kendra, are you just sharing in the car? Or are we waiting for you to get home?
No, yep, from the car. I'm
Okay,
actually
cool.
going to stop, though, so that I'm not driving.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't like waiting for you to get home.
I'm going to use the illuminated lights at the gas station here.
Okay.
So it's super bright.
I love how I hosted your team call and I'm like kiddos screaming, like gymnastics, like running around a parking lot and putting in the car at the grocery store at 10:30 at night.
I gave mine a box of Lucky Charms. Like, that was my, like, okay, just sit in the car for a half hour while and he was like, I was like, what do you want? He's like, that one. Points to the Lucky Charms. I'm like,
here you go.
How about the Cheerios? Okay, the Lucky Charms it is.
The life of the kids behind the Beachbody coach. It's like, seriously. Sorry, dude. We'll work on your nutrition in a week or two.
Seriously, here, have some Shakeology. It'll make up for everything.
Yeah, it'll get it all out. Anyway, so I'm assuming we didn't really chat, but like I know we had talked earlier in the week that just kind of sharing a little bit about how you got started with Beachbody, kind of what I did on your team call, just where you're at, how you started, why you like it, and
there you go. Okay, so I got started kind of randomly. I gotta go back like a little bit to get forward, but so before I got pregnant with my son 2 years ago, I was definitely a party girl. I drank a lot, partied a lot. I graduated from undergrad at 21, so after that it was just like game on, like let's party. So I traveled, I drank, I did a lot of drugs. I was just like, my life was pretty much out of control, but I felt like I was in control because I had a degree and I had a good job, so it's fine. But mostly I was in great shape most of the time, but from drug use and drinking and not eating. And so when I got pregnant, it was really unexpected. My son's dad and I were not together, and it was hold on one second. This guy wants to pump gas. Go figure, pump gas at a gas station. So he and I weren't together, and it was like a nightmare for me. Like I just turned from drinking and doing drugs, I just turned to eating. So with my pregnancy, I gained like 86 pounds. And after that, I was super depressed. I was on a high dosage of antidepressants. I was still like comfort eating and wasn't really losing any of the weight. So I found, scrolling through my newsfeed one day, someone had tagged Anita I don't even know how, because she and I weren't friends. I didn't know her. Eric, her husband, had went to Ferris. So I think that's kind of how somewhere along the grapevine, like we got tagged, like we're on some similar post. So I saw this like smiling, happy woman who was like with a little girl and in great shape. And I was like, okay, what is she doing? Can I do it too? So I messaged her right away, like instantaneously seeing her post. And it's funny because you'll see there's such a big difference in how people will respond. Some people will watch, like Bree's story. Bree watched Anita for a long time before ever even following her, letting her know that she was there. For me, I literally, the minute I saw her post, I sent her a message and I was like, hey, I don't know what you do, but can I, like, tell me about it? And she even, tried to tell me more about it. And I was just like, yeah, that sounds, let's just do that. That sounds great. So it kind of shows you the differences in personalities that you'll get with coaching. So I started mostly just to lose the baby weight, but I was attracted to the business side of it right away because I wasn't happy being away from my son for 10 hours a day. I was in an accelerated grad program and I was teaching. So I felt like I literally dropped him off at daycare at like 7:30 in the morning and didn't pick him up till 6. Half the time, somebody else would have to pick him up and I wouldn't see him till I got home and he was already sleeping. And so it just wasn't living to me. I was on Adderall. I was on 450 milligrams of Wellbutrin, which is the highest possible dosage. They actually don't even recommend you go that high. I was on Xanax to like chill out from all of it. I wasn't sleeping. Still like 50 pounds overweight. So that's when, Beachbody popped into my life, and I started coaching and I started losing the weight. I started doing the programs. I started losing the weight. and falling in love with the culture of the people, the people on the teams really, and the other coaches. And then I started creating, and then I would see like paychecks were coming. I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it just because I liked it and it was working for me. And I started to see my paychecks grow. And the more my paychecks grew, the more I wanted to do Beachbody, obviously. I was like, oh, this is legit. So I'd be sitting at school. I should have been grading papers, should have been doing lesson plans. And I was on my laptop doing Beachbody. So it really, by January, so I started in October of last year. Help what? What do you need? What do you need help with? Help what?
His voice. Help!
I taught him to say, when he needs something, like, so I taught him to say, I was like, just ask for help, Cameron, just say, help me. So now with everything, he's like, help me, help! He's like yelling help in public places. I'm like, you can't do that. So anyway, by January, so I started in October, by January, I was seeing a pretty significant full-time income. And it wasn't consistent, but it was definitely more than I was making as a teacher. So I messaged Anita one day and I was like, so do you think that I should drop out of grad school and do coaching full-time? And she was like, oh, can you live with your parents? Like that was her exact response. Can you live with your parents for a while? And I was like, oh, so maybe this takes some significant time to build. Like it's not just going to happen overnight. These paychecks are cool right now, but there are going to be slower months. There are going to be times where things get harder. And so basically I did it anyway. I dropped out of grad school. I went all in and I have not looked back for a second. I went 2-star in July, I think. More cake? I don't know what you're talking about. I never give you cake ever. More cake. Hold on, buddy. We're going to go home in just a few minutes, okay? So, but the thing that I really want to stress to you guys is that there is so many ups and downs in this business. You will have great weeks, great months, and then there will be months that like you're like crickets. Like your paychecks are, I think it was July, I had 38 SC, and I was like, I'm here, I've arrived, like I'm 2-star, I have almost 40 SC, like I'm Anita Myron. And then August came and I had gotten, so I was like, oh, I don't need to like do as much stuff as I was doing before and then I went on that, SC10 and I was struggling to get people at the last minute because I had gotten I was like, oh, I'm great now. Like, and that's the thing is you can never let your foot off the pedal. Like you have to pick what kind of momentum, what kind of speed you want to have for your business, and then you just have to go. And if you do let up, you have to know that you're going to have to push a little bit harder the following month. So the biggest thing is really, and it's crazy, and I know you hear us say it over and over and over again, everyone says it, but what you believe is going to happen with your business is what will manifest and what will actually happen. It may take a month, it may take 2 months, it may take 6, but if you truly believe it, no one can tell you any differently. And that's exactly what will happen. So I was talking with one of my coaches today, and she was like, I don't see the vision of going from diamond or, even she had actually just slipped in rank, so she was a little bit below diamond. She's like, I don't see the vision of going from, where I'm at now to where you're at, hosting team calls with all these people on it and, she's like, I just don't see it. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Like, it doesn't just happen for anybody. Like, there was a time where I held team calls with one person. And so I hooked up with you look for ways to make it work. So I teamed up with another coach who was like at a similar level that I was. And we ran our team calls together. And we probably did that for maybe 2 months. And then there were so many people on our calls that we were like, looked at each other and we're like, I think we can host our own now, so then we branched out. So that's really what you have to do is just never stop and never take no for an answer. Never say, have a bad month and say, you know what, this just isn't for me. Because it is genuinely and truly for everyone. Everyone can make this work. And whether for you that's a hobby that you want to, just keep yourself accountable and pay for your Shakeology, or whether you want to be a 15-star diamond and build real wealth for your family. Like the only thing that's different between someone who is a hobby coach and who is a 15-star diamond is the belief in themselves and the time they put in to get there. That's all it takes. And I'll tell you the biggest thing that everyone doesn't want to do, and not even that everyone doesn't want to do, but that everyone doesn't do, is follow-ups and messaging. It's inviting, because it's boring. It's the like not fun part of this business. It's fun to run challenge groups, and it's fun to create social media posts and interact with people and get on team calls and like, you know, do all these different things. That's fun. Like, we're all, you know, pretty social people. I mean, we're introverted extroverts, but you know, we like to be on our computers doing things and creating things. But when it comes down to sitting down and messaging people and getting to the nitty gritty, uncomfortable, it's kind of uncomfortable sometimes. They're like, hey, you want to join a challenge group? Like, people, you know, people don't like to do that. But that is literally the difference with mommy's phone choo-choo. He wants to watch YouTube videos. That is literally the difference. I'm almost done, baby. In the people who are successful, the people who achieve SC month after month after month, and the people that don't. Like, that is, if any of my coaches are having, hold on, baby. If any of my coaches are having problems, is this a repeat? Is this an identical repeat of her call?
Probably. Except for I don't think he's near as loud as Sophia was.
No, not really.
Soph was like screaming.
You hold your choo-choo? Play choo-choo. Look, here's another choo-choo. All the choo-choos. What else is there? Here, I don't know what this is. Look through these. Read them. What is that? Yay! Throw them up in the air like that. It's so fun. Here, pull all those cards out. He loves to pull all of my cards, like all of my like rewards cards and credit cards, like out of my little thing, and just like roll them all over the card. Here, look. Watch. Watch mommy. Yay! Throw one. You do it. Baby, do it. So literally that is, if you guys can take one thing from this call tonight, is you got to get in the trenches, and you've got to message, you've got to invite people, and you've got to follow up with them. Like, you cannot be shy. You cannot be, you know, maybe I sent, you know, 3 messages last month. Like, oh, what? You have to think. I'm not a math person by any means, but these kind of numbers make sense to me. The more people you message, the higher, like, probability was one of the few things that actually clicked for me in math class. And that's like, it holds true now. The more people you message, the more chance that you're going to have of those out of those people, you're going to get that many more yeses, because you've messaged, you know, 200 people over the span of a month. And on top of that, all of those people down the road, like, you hear all the time, it's like cheesy and cliche, and nobody really probably like, no doesn't really mean no. And I promise you, because I've gone back through my follow-up books, and I like to update them and, like, you know, follow up with people, and I'm like, oh, she's purchased, oh, she's a coach now, oh, she's purchased, oh, she's a coach now. And it might have taken 6 months for that to happen, but I kept these relationships consistent, and eventually they do it. There's no magic potion. Again, you dumped them all out, dude. They're gone. Here, this one's got like 3 in it. That's, sorry guys.
It's okay.
My car was clean. That's literally, there's no magic other than just the vital behaviors, really, like keeping up on your own health and fitness, you know, being accountable, posting about it, inviting people, running challenge groups, and personal development is an absolute non-negotiable. I can almost guarantee and promise you that if you don't keep up on that, and that's like the one thing that you're skimping on, you will quit this business. You'll quit anything, really, because everything gets hard at some point. It's really easy to look at Anita and be like, or Bree, or even, you know, any of the Star Diamonds, and be like, oh, that was probably really easy. I can't tell you how much E&E I've ingested over the last year. Real talk, I am an addict. Like, I'm drinking a Doppio right now. It's 10:30.
Yeah, I snapped those pics to them and was like, we're ready for team call.
Seriously. Like that. I mean, and I'm not saying that, you know, maybe that's not your journey. Maybe that's not, you know, how hard you want to go. And you can still build not going that hard. But like I said at the beginning, you have to pick your pace, pick your momentum, and go with it. Don't stop. If anything, speed up, but don't slow down. Like, one thing that I really liked from leadership, the one that we weren't at, dang it, was the only way to coast is downhill. So even if you build an emerald, you build a diamond, you build to wherever you build to, if you just decide that you're comfortable there and you want to coast, keep in mind you're going to go like this. So you have to keep building, you have to keep pushing, and you have to believe in yourself and what you're doing, and you will get there.
Totally. I think it's really cool. I think that Kendra and I both can testify to like doing the things that we did in our very first month as a coach. Like you hit that point where you're like, oh, I don't really need to do that. Or Success Club was really easy this month, because we are now talking to each other going, oh shoot, like we totally don't want to message, but like we haven't been doing that. So do you know what accountability partners do when they're to start pushing for something? They're going, oh crap. It's, hey, I'm going to send you my messages, because that is going back to exactly what I share with my new coaches, what I share with any coach saying, oh, like Success Club is hard or this or that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It was hard for me too. You want to know why? Because I didn't put the consistency in, because I had a really big month and I went, oh, this is really easy now. People are coming to me. But that well dries up really, really fast.
Yep.
People
and that well was
talking to. Yeah.
That well was from all the work you put in, months before that. All of those, like adding, those wells just added up to be that huge month. And
right.
then when you stop, it's like, oh, just kidding.
Right. So, I mean, even coaches, 5-star, 10-star, doesn't matter about rank. It's like, that's what we hold each other accountable to, is those vital basic behaviors. Hey, I'm feeling depressed. What are you reading for personal development? Nothing. That's probably your issue. I'm not hitting Success Club. Are you inviting? Nope. That's your issue. So it always, like, no matter what coach you talk to, or no matter who your team leader is, no matter if it's a 15-star or if you signed up with an emerald coach or not even an emerald coach, they're going to tell you the same thing and they're going to give you the same advice, because no matter who hosts on this team call, no matter who is speaking to you, if you ask them, what do I need to get further? Like, I'm not getting it. They're going to tell you that same exact thing. If you got on a call with Carl Deichler and that Getting Started Right call that he hosts, it's the exact same thing, is that you have to do those non-negotiable or you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to sit stalemate because you're not adding to anybody. You're not adding any knowledge to anybody's life. You're not investing in anybody. You're simply sitting there hoping that it just comes to you, and that's never going to happen. So, cool. Well, thanks, Kendra, for sharing a little bit about your story. I know you're driving now, and it's like super late. So
Yeah. Did you record this call?
On.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have any questions? Does anyone have a question? Any questions?
No.
Kendra, my story in my life right now, minus the child, is actually very, very close to yours. And Bree's actually told me that before, but I never really, I was like, yeah, whatever. But now you're saying it, and I'm like, seriously? Like, do I have a clone? But
yeah, and she's on TLC, and she was on What Not to Wear. No.
Perfect. Right.
Sorry, it was like a
so would it be okay sometime if I send you a message?
Absolutely.
Because I just want to I literally listened to my life just a minute ago, and I just like to talk to you sometime about how you worked your way through it.
Yeah.
In addition to the 3 vital behaviors, obviously, because that sounds like it's something that helped you a lot. But
no, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a lot messier than that behind closed doors.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds easy, but there were a lot of dark moments in the midst of that. So yeah, add me as a friend. I don't usually accept other coaches, but I know you're Christina, right?
Christine,
Christine, okay, cool. I can't read either, so.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, just send me a friend request and I'll accept it. We can talk.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody else? All right, cool. All right, Kendra, I'll message you in a bit.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
All right, so does anybody else have anything they want to talk about tonight? I think it was really good. I know it's always kind of comes back to the vital behaviors and Success Club or personal development, but I think that the more I talk to other coaches and the more I partner up with different teams and we're gonna run this group and do that group, it really comes down to your personal goals and desires for this business and what makes you passionate about it. So when I like go to work, you know, or come to work each day, I have to remind myself of why I want to do it. Because if it's a paycheck, I've said this, if it's a paycheck, you're not going to get through to people and you're not going to feel passionate about it. Because as much as we love money and that comes with this job, yes, like it will come, you have to have a bigger reason. Otherwise, it's just negative. Like it just isn't fun. Like when I go post, I don't post about my money. I don't post about making, you know, a grand. I don't post about a bonus. You know, I feel even uncomfortable with the small amount of posting I've done about my income. That's never been something fun for me. And while the income has been great to stay home with my daughter, it's definitely not my biggest driving factor when it comes down to wanting to run my business. Because when it comes down to it, I can clearly visualize in my head, do I want to quit? I could ask myself that question and it wouldn't be like, oh, no, I don't want to quit because I want that extra $500 a week. It literally comes down to, well, I'd be missing out. Like, I'd miss my team. Like, what would I do? Like, this is the only thing that I've ever been really passionate about. Like, no brainer when I had my old job. Do you want, Aaron was like, hey, do you want to quit? Like, I think Beachbody's working. Would you want to leave your job? And I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, I would love that. Like, breath of fresh air. And if somebody asked me the same thing about Beachbody, I'd say no. I don't want to quit. I don't want to leave. I'm here to stay. So if you can, and I have tons of reasons why, because it's developed me as a person. It's developed and helped me as a mother, as a friend, just confident. And I was never that person. Like I love going to dinner with people. Like even tonight, meeting Morgan and well, I'm not meeting Morgan. I know Morgan, but like meeting Liv and just hanging out. Like that's huge. I never would have done that. Like some person off the internet. Like I don't know. That's weird. And we went and had a great time. I would never have been that person. I was super self-conscious. I was super negative attitude. I was super just negativity. And now I'm not. I have my days, but I definitely feel like Beachbody has brought me to a place of happier, more motivated. I have a passion. I dream bigger. I set goals for myself. I never did that before. So set goals for yourself this week. I always say, dream big. Write out those big, hairy, scary goals you want in this business. What do you see from this? What do you see gaining from it? And whether it's your personal journey that those goals include, it doesn't have to be, I want to lose 20 pounds by being a Beachbody coach. It doesn't have to be, I want to get $1 million. It can simply be, I want to gain confidence. I want to feel like me. I want to find, who I am. What does that mean? Because I found a lot over the last 2 years, and I hang out and talk to people that I never thought I would have connected with. I talk to so many coaches from Summit, people I've met, and I'm like, I don't even know how I connect with this person, because 2 years ago, my party self and I never want kids self would never have hung out or talked to this person. And now here I am sitting having coffee, having a meeting, with this person going, wow, you're really cool. You're a mom, you're chill. We're both whatever. So I've developed and I have on my goal board, I want to learn more about myself. I want to learn what those passions include and what more there is, because I've found a lot about myself in this last year and a half. And I can only imagine that there's more, and to share that with people. So I won't run the call any longer, but I hope that helps. I hope that Kendra is saying the same thing that I always say on team calls, do the vital behaviors, invite, stuff like that. I hope that really helps, that, everybody's got a background. Everybody's got their insecurities and their struggles that they've gone through in this business, and the paychecks, are up and down, but it's definitely worth getting through that, because you come out on top if you just keep pushing and you just keep setting new goals for yourself. You will get somewhere. So any other comments, questions, anything else? No? All right, cool. I will post this link up. Does everybody know I have a YouTube channel with our team call, as long as I remember to record stuff? So I post most of the team calls, and you can do playlists. So I have a team call playlist, and I'm always adding new training videos and stuff. So always check it out. So for coaches that you're adding to your teams, or friends interested in coaching, I am always trying to post new videos up to my YouTube channel, as well as posting in our team page. So, all right, guys, that's enough for me. So I'm glad you guys got on. I will talk to you later.
My
Have a
hand
good
is
night.
cramped now. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.